Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm back here at Ciocca Kia in Ewing, New Jersey to check out a brand new 2023 Kia Telluride. This is the big dog, the SX Prestige XLine all-wheel drive. Let's see what this is going to bring all loaded up to this three-row midsize SUV market, and let's dig in. All right, front end of this Telluride in Midnight Lake Blue. We have gloss black on the grille up top with the Kia badge in the middle, brushed aluminum around the grille area. We have LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps, LED turn signals, LED fog lamps with more brushed aluminum down below, and those side air curtains that you see appear to be blocked, so they look like they're fake, which is too bad. But let me know what you think about these new heartbeat daytime running lamps and turn signals compared to the square ones that the 2022s had. Wheel and tire setup on this 2023 Telluride. We have a 20-inch gloss black wheel, Kia badge in the middle, standard brake and rotor package. Car's riding on Michelin Primacy Tour all-season tires, 245 on the width, a 50 series sidewall 20s, all four corners, all-wheel drive. Full side profile on this 2023 Telluride. Again, the color is Midnight Lake Blue. I think it looks really good, especially with the flat black along the bottom, across the wheel arches, and on the bottom of the door sills. There's no chrome around the windows, so that's all blacked out. So it looks really, really nice here on this 2023 Telluride. Let me know what you think in the comments. As we move in closer, with the XLine, you're going to get flat black around all the wheel wells on a Telluride anyway, regardless of trim. But on the XLine, since this is designed for more off-road, then I can understand the flat black here, even though we're at the top trim. As we come across, we have color matched on the side view mirror, LED turn signals, 360-degree cameras, and then we're color matched on the front and rear door handle. We have a left side fuel filler cap. And then up top, we have gloss black on the roof rails, color match shark fin antenna, color match roof, and we do have a dual panel sunroof. Rear end of this Telluride, we have that roof spoiler coming off the top, the windshield wiper down below on the glass, the Kia Telluride right in the middle of the tailgate, LED taillights, LED turn signals, some more brushed aluminum down around the lower bumper area, and then we have a dual-sided exhaust coming out the right side of the vehicle. Under the hood of this 2023 Telluride, we have the same power plant that this car started with when it was first introduced. We have a 3.8 liter naturally aspirated 6-cylinder engine mated to a 8-speed automatic transmission. 291 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. The vehicle can tow up to 5,000 pounds. MPGs 18 in the city, 24 on the highway, 21 combined. The engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this on regular unleaded gas. All right, before we get into the interior of this Telluride, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much does this cost? Well, this one ain't cheap. The Telluride SX Prestige XLine V6 all-wheel drive is the second highest trim in the range. The only trim higher is the SX Prestige X Pro all-wheel drive. But this one is loaded up as far as the XLine trim levels go in the Telluride. Total MSRP, $54,430. Let's check out the interior. Footbox action, nice large dead pedal, aluminum finish on the brake and accelerator. I wish they had the aluminum finish on the dead pedal to kind of finish off the look underneath here, but I do appreciate them putting some additional finish on the brake and accelerator. We do have a silver door sill plate to welcome you to the car. I just wish it said Telluride on it. I think that would have been cooler. We have power seats for the driver and front passenger, and we have the thigh support where you can push this button and it will elongate the bottom of the seat to relieve any discomfort you may have on a long drive on your thighs. So that's always a nice touch. Black leather interior with the white cross stitch, with the design on the inside, with XLine embossed in the both front seats, which looks even nicer. Nice headrests, nice and soft, nice bolstering, really nice job on the seats. Door panel time, nice soft touch up top, brushed aluminum on the door handle, that nice open pore wood finish instead of gloss black, which I like. Flat black on the switchgear, semi-soft armrest with the stitching. This does have the upgraded Harman Kardon sound system. Up on the dash we have soft touch up top, more of that open pore wood finish, more of that silver trim, which is nice, brushed aluminum trim, and then a nice large glove box. Since we're going XLine SX Prestige, we have the 12.3-inch Kia infotainment screen. It is a touchscreen, nice and smooth. Dual panel action, nice and smooth. You got the passenger talk, sounds of nature, wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto. You can go into setup and you can go into vehicle. And then you can go into seat. And then you can change your seat position, which is nice. And then you got the lumbar stabilization system, which I wanted to show you, which basically is like a lower back massage function, and you can set it for once an hour while you're driving or once every 30 minutes to help keep your low back loose. So it's kind of like a massage seat, but it isn't really, because it only works on the lumbar area. But I've tried it out and it's really nice, and I wanted to go in here and try that, show you that. And then of course you got the head-up display where you can control what content you see in your head-up display, display the control, enable or disable the head-up display. So a lot of different action going on inside this Telluride's infotainment system. Go back to map, there we go, nice job. On the rear backup camera, nice and big with trajectory, nice and clear. You got the 360 on the right side with the trajectory as well. You can change your camera angles, or you can hit this button and spin it around. So it is really quite the neat operation of this backup camera. Really well done by Kia. Popping on down, here are the hard controls for your navigation system. Four-way hazards, you got 3 heat and air vents right in a row. Dual climate action, which I like, and rear climate action, which I like. Down below, we have 3-stage heated seats, 3-stage ventilated seats for both the driver and the front passenger. Then underneath that, we have a 12-volt, a USB-A, and a USB-C, and a wireless charging pad. So they got you covered, and thank you Kia for putting in a USB-C. I don't know how many Kias I've seen where all we have is USB-As, but here in this new 2023 Telluride, you got both. Great job for putting that in. Here is our gear shift that's going to go through this 8-speed automatic transmission. We have a little tray here for storage. Here is the awful, and I mean awful, new Telluride key fob, which is totally cheap and plasticky, which I hate, and they need to get back to what this was before. But we have lock on top, unlock, pop the tailgate, panic button. Your remote start is on the back, but this is just not good enough for a $55,000 vehicle. 2 cup holders. We have our center diff lock. Here are our drive modes. We'll show you that when we get to the dash. Engine stop start off, auto brake hold, electronic parking brake, rear cameras, and your parking sensors on or off. Nice semi-soft armrest in the leather with the stitching. Open that up, and we have a removable storage tray and another USB-C. Telluride steering wheel, nice leather wrap steering wheel, nice 10 and 2 notches. We have the horn button with the Kia badge in with some stitching, which looks nice. Some gloss black on the bottom here. I'm not a big fan of that, but it's not too bad. Round steering wheel. We do have silver trim on the switchgear though, where we have telephone and voice commands on the left, adaptive cruise control, and your safety suite controls on the right. Telluride does not have paddles. On the left side, you have your headlights and fog lamp controls, and on the right, your front and rear wipers. This is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. Down on the dash here, you can brighten and dim the dash. Here's your tow mode action right here, so you can line up. You can stuff it in the tow mode, and then you can line up with the rear view camera, your trailer, so you don't miss. We have hill descent control, pop the tailgate, and traction control off. And as we get up to this dash, if I do push that tow button that I just showed you, then you see it goes into tow mode on. So that's how that works. But your other, this dial drives me nuts. It's too easy. Here we go. We start in comfort, and then we can go over to sport and smart. And then as we drop back down the other way, that'll take us to eco and snow. With each time we go into the different settings, the dashboard changes. So that is pretty cool. And again, that tow mode button right down here, and you hit that, and boom, you're in tow mode on. So that's a nice touch. Look at this action right here. Digital rear view mirror. Unbelievable. First time I've seen it in a Telluride. If you don't like it, you can just move this button back and it goes back to your regular rear view mirror that you can set up however you would like. But once you pull this button forward, it enables the camera, and now boom, you're looking out there, no obstruction at all. I love the fact that Kia put a digital rear view camera into this big dog SX Prestige XLine. You want that LED lighting to come on and off when you open and close the door. This button here over on the right is pushed in and left in, and then when you open the door, the lights come on. When you close the door, the lights will go off. Here's your SOS button and Kia Connect. Here are the controls for the dual panel roof. This is the control for the front. This is the control for the back. So in order to open the front, one thing I don't like is the shade is manual. So you throw that back, and then when you hit this, your roof will open. Now it's raining out, so I'm going to stop it and close it real fast, but that's how that works. And then you got to take your hand and close the shade. On the back side, the other panel, you hit it once and that shade automatically goes back, but the glass does not open, and then you can close it back up again. So we have a manual shade up front, but a power shade in the back. Interesting. Sun visor action, nice. With vanity. Does it slide? Yes, it does, to cover up the side sun. And then we also have this beautiful black Alcantara type material. It's not officially Alcantara. It is a knockoff, but it's nice to the feel, nice suede feel to it. Beautiful headliner in this Telluride. Driver door panel, 2 memory seat settings, which is a nice touch. And then with this button up top above the side view mirror settings, you can hit it and in comes your power fold mirrors. You hit it again and out they go. And when you lock the door, the mirrors will fold in. Mid-row action, the seat is set for my driving position. Step right in. And I go, look at all this room. Tons of room in the mid-row for your knees, for your head. Shoulder width is great. Nice material here, but we do have some plastic. We do have seat pockets behind the driver and front passenger seat. And we have USB-Cs that are tucked right here and inside the backs of each front seat, and a little hanger here so you can take your wire, swirl it around so it doesn't dangle in your feet. So that's a nice touch. We have the rear command center back here. We got 2 cup holders right here. And then as we get further down, you have a 12 volt and a home power source. So they got you covered for connectivity and for power in the back of this Telluride. And now, nice consistency of design in the front door panel to the back door panel. The nice Harman Kardon speakers in the back here as well. Really, really nice. And then as you can see, we do have the sunshade, which you can put up. And now you can see out, but people can't see in. However, if you're not using these, keep them down because that spring inside will wear out. And if you leave them up, when you go to put them down, they're going to just hang to the side like that, which could be a pain in the neck. Nice mid-row seating surfaces with the leather, with the stitching. We have the ratcheted style armrest, which I do not like, and this armrest is much skinnier. Take a look at my Ford Explorer review. The Explorers are so much wider and more comfortable than these, so Kia needs to work on this maybe for 2024. But overall, it's a very comfortable place to be here in the mid-row. And also, here is your rear climate control right here that you can control from the back once the driver enables it on the front climate control screen. And then you're all set here in the back, and you got heat and air vents in the ceiling with that same nice Alcantara material. Really nicely done. Third row action. In order to get to the third row, you have a button right up here. You hit that and the seat moves forward and moves away, sort of. Now you got to get into the back, which is not easy. I've had easier, but we're in. There's the front license plate that I'm going to chuck. And now here we are in the back. We do have a USB-C in the back, which is nice. 2 cup holders, a speaker, and heat and air vents and lighting. So they got you covered here in the back, even though it's a bit tight. And I would say small adults and children will be fine back here, but the rear seats have that same nice leather with stitching as well, and the headrests are substantial. Unlike what we saw in the Explorer where they were really thin, these are for pretty substantial headrests for the third row. So nicely done back here with connectivity, with heat and air, but I could use a little bit more space. Rear tailgate time. You can pop it from the key fob or from the dash, or you can come right here and underneath the U in Telluride, you hit the button, it beeps a couple of times. Nice electric assist on the way up, nice electric assist on the way down. Here's our front license plate bracket that I was trying to get rid of. We have the Telluride all-season floor mat that will go start from behind the mid row and then come back all the way. That's what this one is. We lift this up, and we have our carpeted floor mats underneath that. And if we take these out of the way, as you can see, there is a spare tire underneath that. So the Kia's got you covered for the spare, which is nice. And now I'm going to take this front license plate bracket. I guess I'll leave it here for now. Anyway, to get the third row down, piece of cake. All you do here is pull the strap. Headrest goes down, throw it forward, pull the strap on the right side, headrest goes down, throw it forward, and it covers everything from behind the mid row, which is nice, but you're going to need to let this flatten out. When I got one for my car, I no longer have a Telluride, but when I did, I let this sit outside in the sun for a few hours, and then it'll just kind of flatten out. Warm up and flatten out, then you're good to go. In the back, 12 volt action right there for power, and then you can drop the mid row from back here as well by just hitting the button. Mid row falls down, hit the right side, mid row falls down, and now that one's a bit stiff. There we go. And now you have huge amount of room in the back area of the vehicle for storage for those really large items. So Kia does a great job with storage space here in the Telluride and all their SUVs, and this one is just terrific overall. And again, even with the third row up, you're getting a good amount of space back here. Here is the window sticker for this 2023 SX Prestige XLine V6 all-wheel drive. Sorry about the glare, but it is very cloudy out today, but feel free to pause the video, zoom in, check out everything that's optioned into this 2023 Telluride. And now let's take her out for a spin. All right, we are in this 2023 Telluride XLine SX Prestige all-wheel drive, big dog action with the trim. The only one higher than that is the X Pro SX Prestige. So this is all loaded up with everything. But you get the same ride in a Telluride, regardless really, I believe, of what trim you have, because it's all the same power plant, the naturally aspirated 3.8 liter V6 with the 8-speed transmission. The suspension is pretty much damped the same way. It is a very comfortable, soft ride, which I think a lot of people like because the car sells really well, but you don't get much else. The steering is a bit vague. It is very light. There's no feedback coming through the steering wheel. but you get that nice linear torque delivery out of the V6, which I love. And I also like the fact that Kia has stayed with the V6 in the Telluride when so many automakers have gone to turbo 4 cylinders in their mid-size 3-row SUV. The other one that just came out in 2023 with a big redesign was the Honda Pilot, and they've gone with a new engine, which is still a naturally aspirated V6. So I'm really anxious to get into a new 2023 Pilot and see what the difference is between the two, because I think they're both gonna sell like crazy. And the advanced reviews on the 23 Pilot have been terrific. So I'm really hoping I can get myself behind the wheel of one of those to compare it to this Telluride, which I've driven now several times. And the ride really doesn't change. I love all the tech that's in this one. I love that Kia has now put in USB-Cs into the Telluride. I love the digital rear view mirror as well. The dual digital display on the instrument cluster for your dash and for your infotainment, I think is really, really nice, and it's really easy to understand, and it's easy to look at and glance at while you're driving. But overall, it's a really nice, wafty, soft ride in the Telluride, and that's always been that way in this vehicle. So we're going to come up here and we're going to do an emergency stop since nobody's behind me from about 40 since it's wet. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. Nice and straight. No pull to either side. Did not lock it up. Really nice. And now we'll take off. And again, that nice, naturally aspirated torque delivery from the engine, really good, gets the vehicle up to speed and down the road. It's not overly fast. You're probably looking at a 0 to 60 time in high 6s, just under 7 seconds. So it isn't going to be fast, but it really pulls you down the road nicely, gets the vehicle up to speed, and then you're on your way. No issues, no problems. It's just a really competent vehicle, and a really nice one to be inside of. I love the material choices. I love the comfort. The seats here are comfortable. Not as comfortable as the Ford Explorer, which I still think has the most comfortable seats in the class so far of the vehicles that I've driven in this class, but these Telluride seats are comfortable. You got all the tech you need. You have your heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel, if I forgot to tell you that, which is right next to your climate control button, right next to the auto stop start on the dash. So you got that going for you. You got the wireless charging pad. The only downside is the wireless charging pad is not going to be any use to you if you're trying to use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, because you got to plug in for that. So this larger screen they need to make it wireless, and so far Kia, Hyundai has not made them wireless. The only way to get them wireless is to go with the 8-inch screen, which comes in your base Telluride. And if that's good enough for you, terrific, because the base Telluride is a whole heck of a lot cheaper than this $55,000 top of the line one. But with this fancy 12.3-inch infotainment display, you really need to have a wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto to make your wireless charging pad more useful for people. But it is really nice and soft, like I said, and compliant and easy to drive. And that's why I think a lot of people like the Kia Telluride, and that's why I think it has sold so darn well. since it was introduced. But the one area where the Telluride is going to struggle is with your gas mileage, because you're getting that naturally aspirated V6. That means you're not going to get as good a gas mileage as the Turbo 4s in like the Toyota Highlander or the even the Kia Sorento, which is a little bit smaller than this. Those Turbo 4 cylinders are going to get you much better gas mileage. So if the gas mileage issue isn't as big a concern and you rather have the bigger power plant, then maybe the Telluride, that isn't going to be a mark against it for you, let's just say. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. For me, I like the naturally aspirated V6. It's an engine that's most likely on its way out. It's not going to be around forever. At some point, Kia is going to have to replace it with something more modern, since this 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6 has been around for a long time. It could be since 2007, 2008. So this engine's been around a long time. You can check me if I'm wrong on the exact dates, but it's been around a long time in the Kia lineup in various different vehicles. The Borrego, before this one, had the same engine. So it's been around a long time. So they're going to need to do something with it down the road. How far down the road? Hard to say. But you're not going to get this engine forever in the Telluride. And I really like how it performs overall. It's the 8-speed manual, or excuse me, 8-speed automatic is smooth. The engine runs quietly. It has the power you need to get it up to speed. The gas mileage could be better, but it's an aging engine, so it is what it is. But overall, I hope this was a really good review for you of the top dog, or the second to the top dog in the Telluride lineup, this XLine SX Prestige all-wheel drive. I want to thank Ciocca Kia in Ewing, New Jersey, especially CJ and Frank, for allowing the channel access to this vehicle for review today. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this review, giving it a like, please also consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.